has a presentation. It has your sample keys on there to go over what's going to be taking place. So first I want to talk about the keys. I have come to each room and given you your keys if they haven't done your building yet. So far, they've only done the 400 buildings, and that's the inside and outside. They've done the 200, right, inside only. And then today they're supposed to be here, and they're going to work today and tomorrow, and they're going to do the 300 inside. So that's so far, and then the front office inside areas. So that's so far the only place they've gone. They're not going to do the 200 outside doors nor the front office doors until dead last to make sure that everybody has an exterior key because we flow so much into this building, okay? Hang on a second. I'll show you guys. So as we're looking at the keys, if you have gotten one, you're going to see like an AY1, and they're stamped really big on here, so as soon as it comes back up, you'll see it. AY1 is going to be exterior keys. AY2 will be stamped on there. These given keys will be all interior keys. That's common places. For an example, that's going to be your bathrooms, your teacher workrooms. That will be computer labs, library, going into the commons or into the cafeteria, any kind of common area that a teacher needs to get to. The third key that you will get will be your classroom door key. How you know that's your classroom door key is it's a very small key. Alright, and the letters are stamped on it. It'll say AY and your classroom number door. So like it'll say AY and we had 4. What that means 204. So it sort of started that way. It'll be maybe random to you like mine's 44 because I was the 44th door in the 200 building. But that will be your classroom key, okay? And nobody else will have that key but you. Now, people who can get into your rooms. That was a question that came up. It will be an administrator has the key, the security has the key, as well as the custodian for your hall has your key. All right. The plan for going forward. All right. After this week, next week we will start, and they will do the English building. Then they'll move to the academy, and then they're going to go to the 600. So 600 is last. I'm sorry, Pete. That's what they told me. Okay. Then we will change the door. So once we get to the 600, then everybody should have an exterior key to flow throughout the entire school, and that's when they'll change the front office doors and the 200. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? Any questions about the keys do you have? So I tried to come to every single person and I explained it to you when I hand you your keys, but I also wanted to go over it. The second thing that I'll start with is that do remember, all right, when you pull it up, you have the Anderson 5 bookmarks, and ClassLink is the second one here. That's how everybody goes into your one sign you click on, so you don't have to sign in constantly. The thing that I wanted me to remind you about is that we are constantly adding new apps every day. So if you want an app for all the students, let's say the science department, every single person has one. Athletics did one. Athletics, they wanted an app, we pushed out an app, so every single student and teacher has one. So we're constantly changing and pushing them out. For example, this is the one we just created and we pushed out, so all the new Chromebooks is Westside Athletics, so it's right there, you go straight to it. So we can push out any app that you would like. If you give me the link and you can't find it, please let me know, and we can create it for you and push it out to all students' Chromebooks, okay? So teachers, you can use it too. You can set this as your home page so that you can do a one-click sign-on so you don't have to constantly sign into your email or to PowerSchool constantly. It signs you in already. You just click on the button, it goes straight into it. So do keep in mind, if this is what the students constantly see, you can go in there and search any kind of apps that you want, all right? But if there's anything that you want created, please let me know and we can push that out to all students. Questions about ClassLink? I know I've talked about it before, but I just wanted to let you guys know that it's very, very easy now creating those apps. And like I said, I have a trash button. If there's an app that you don't like because they are pushing out too many or I don't use because you don't know what it is quite yet, you can move it over. So you can customize this just like your phone, okay, and how you want to see things. Alright, the other thing that I want to discuss with you guys real quick, and I know that you guys got this computer shut off when I took it off the docking station. Sorry. The other thing I want to discuss with you guys is that everybody's talking about Google Forms. I know you all know how to create a Google Form. However, there's now a third option in Google Form, and it's labeled Quiz. And all you got to do is turn it on now. Well, Google Forms will now grade your quiz for you, send your results to the students, or you can postpone them, okay? And then you can hit them to send to students. You can put a grade value in it. So there's no more having to just randomly see a result. You can actually completely grade it for you. as you were putting those things in. So I did want to show you that function as well. Okay, so that's the keys. Everybody saw the keys, I'm sorry. Any questions about keys? And as you can tell in the picture, if you look, I showed you where the stamps were in case you're trying to look and mark your keys once you get them and what they mean. Okay, I showed you class link. Oh, the other thing is that Quizlet, if you are using Google Classroom, because he had been talking about that, someone asked, Quizlet you can instantly share to the classroom. So if you are using Google Classroom, all you do is hit the button and you can actually share somebody else's, or you can share your own instantly to the entire class if they're wanting to work on something and study more. It's a one-click button. So I know Holland, you talked about that, and someone that came to me wanted to know, can they use it for their classroom? Yes, it is instant. It's a one-click button to share your entire deck with the class. Okay, if you want to share another student because they did such a great job, or you found somebody online that you really, really like, you can hit share to the classroom, and they also have those deck of cards too to use.
Has anybody used that since Adam did it? Jenna?
A lot.
How did it work?
It's great. They love Quizlet Live, and I've made all my vocabulary set until the end of the year. So if we have an extra 10 minutes at the end of class, they all go on or we'll play a game. They love it.
I like that you said you made your sets, because there are a lot of sets out there that have terms and definitions, but it may not be, it may be for Nevada or something like that. Maybe their standards don't quite hit what our standards are looking for. So making your own sets, I think, is beneficial, most beneficial to your students.
I know I help 2 teachers do it, and that's what we're talking about. It's if you're creating your own deck and trying to get them out to your kids, rather than having to create a link or them trying to define your cards, if you just click that button, it instantly puts it right onto your Google Classroom, and all of your kids have access to it. Very, very easy and smooth. All right, the second thing is, I know my picture's a little small, is that everybody has been doing wonderful. All right, but I know that I have some new people in here too, so I wanted to go back over it, is that how we sign up for a room at Westside. We have we have tons of rooms that you can sign up for, whether you're going to the library, the media center, if you're needing the conference room, or if you're wanting the AV room and the Commons. So it's very, very easy in Google Class, in Google Calendars. Once you click on a date that you're wanting, which is your calendar, all you have to do is right there on the right-hand side, you click the word rooms. So as you're just putting in your event on your own calendar, so there's no special calendar. That's the great thing about this. There's no special calendar you got to make sure you click on and you see. You just go to your calendar in Google. That's it. Click on your event, and then you click on the word rooms. Then you click on Westside, and you add whatever room that you would like. If you don't see that room, you know that room is being used, and you can't add it. So therefore, no one else can ever take your room for you. Okay? But if you will click on the word rooms and click on Westside, you will see all of our rooms listed there to be able to add. Do you have any questions about adding a room or reserving a room? Most people are all doing that, but for my new people, if you're wanting a room, you can reserve a room at any time, and even the conference rooms. If it says, someone asked a question earlier, that if it says admin conference room, that's the small conference room in the front office, right beside Ms. Applewhite's. And then the guidance conference room is, of course, the big one in guidance. Any questions about that one? If you need help getting there or need a refresher, I don't mind, but I know that you guys need to get back. All right, this is what I was going to send to you. I made a step-by-step for you. I don't want to waste your time. I know that everybody knows how to create a Google form. However, when you are in Google Forms, you now have a third option, and that's the quiz that I was talking with you guys about. So if you will, all right, if you can pull up quickly a Google form, if you have your laptop, if not, I have this for you, as well as a cheat sheet 1 through 11 that walks you exactly through it, that you can be able to see where it says the quiz. Underneath the quiz option, as soon as you click on it, you say turn on quiz, and then you're going to see that what you can do is that you can actually create point values. Do you want to do missed questions, and how you want them to be graded? So I'm just going to quickly just show you that, as well as I have a cheat sheet for you. So if you pull up a Google form and then you look at this, if you're creating them, that's your third option right here where it says quizzes. Once you do it, you want to make your form now a quiz, which is completely different. The second that you do that, these are your options. Do you want to immediately, after the submission, release the grade, or later? And later means there'll be a blue button that you can just push, and then it'll dispense to all the students, okay? And then it will notify them as well, all right, that their grade is available. So if you don't want them to see it immediately, they can see it later. And then you have the option of, do you want them to see missed questions, correct answers, and point values? So you can uncheck that if you don't want that. You save it. Then if we come down here and we say, What is 2 plus 2? I'm gonna put my options here, 4, so you put my option here, 8. Now, what is different about Google Forms is it has the thing that says answer key. All you do is you click on it, what's your answer, and then you put your point value. So let's say it's gonna be 5 points. The great thing also about the Google Form is, let's say you've got a question, okay, that you're gonna have to read, that you know they can also write in paragraphs about how you do Google Forms. The good thing is that if you do your next question and you do a paragraph, so this one they're going to write a response, and you change your option to paragraph. When you come down here to do an answer key, yes, it cannot do, and you're going to have to grade the question itself, but it won't mess up your point value. It will leave it off for you to be 6 points. And then what you can do is you can add a feedback. So what do you want them to say? If you can say, did you remember to do this? Or thank you for your submission. Okay, so you can write whatever you want in that statement. It immediately pops back to the student while they're taking it. Your grade, I will grade this in this amount of days. Please expect to see this response tomorrow. So that's what you'll also see within the Google, that you can give the feedback instantly. Now, if you have questions on how to create this one, I know you might create Google Forms all the time, but this is just now a third option to create a quiz. Yes?
If we've created a Google form already, can we transfer it to that format?
Yes, all you do is you turn it on, and the only thing you have to do is go back through your form and just put your point value and the answer. Point value and answer, and that's it. It will turn any form into a quiz that you already have. And then it's a one-click button to push to your Google Classroom. So if you need help with this, I'm more than willing to come up and sit with you and help you. I know, some of you guys have tests coming up. I can help out. Just let me know. I can be available, all right, to help you guys do anything that you need. Just let me know. Any other questions?
Candace, will you, blank the screen and pull up your email? I just sent you an email for something to pull up there. Rather than switching out the computer. While she's doing that, make sure you get candy before Coach T eats it all.
I'm glad you moved.
Put that up
Thank
there. Also, from last week's team meetings, there's some dishware over here, so if you didn't take your pots and pans back home, I think Ms. Dobbins graciously cleaned those out, so take those on back home. One thing I want to kind of gradually roll out is, we had the Blue Ribbon Committee came through a couple weeks ago, gave us some feedback, and this is just my assessment of their assessment. It's hard to see the whole scope of an organization in 3 days. It is. So with some of the feedback that we got, the things where they said, well, we need to improve in this area, we're already doing a lot of things to address that, and I don't think we need to add a whole lot more on top of that. But I think there's some ways that we probably need to improve our communication about what we're doing to address those things. For example, student voice. Students say, well, we don't have a voice, we want a voice. Well, that's why we have student government. We're not going to form another student forum when we have an avenue for students to be involved and bring their concerns. Same thing with parents. Parents want to be involved. Well, we've got a school improvement council. We've got core team. We've got those avenues. We probably just need to do a better job of communicating that. So in the coming weeks, I think we'll probably take just a small portion of time in team meetings and address, brainstorm, kind of make sure that we're addressing some of those areas where they said we need improvement. Because I think we already have a lot of those mechanisms in place. You have what I said?